Okay, that's my second attempt in trying to do this. Last time it was next to Jerusalem in a place called Bet Shemesh. Here I'm in a very big valley up north in Israel. To the east, it's called the Gilboa Valley. This time of year it's quite green here. So I took Glenn, which is my older dog, for a hike with me. He's somewhere around here, scouring the perimeter. So if you'll see him, don't be surprised. And all this yoga takes a very beautiful, let's call it, continuation when I'm doing it with my dogs. The connection with them is quite good and they kind of feel when I'm slowing down. And all this series that I'm thinking about is about to reiterate this connection that we have to nature and to ourselves and to our surroundings. That's pretty much what led me to yoga. So I find myself now in a cross-legged position, arriving to the practice after this 1 hour hike that we did here. And I'm making sure that my sitting bones are on the floor and I'm in a comfortable position. My back is open and I'm tucking my tailbone in as if there is an imaginary line that is dragging me up. My shoulders are loose. My gaze is stable, calm. And slowly I get connected to my breath, to the ambience around me. And I close my eyes. Trying to have my inhale as long and with the same quality as my exhale. I'm gonna start scanning my body from the forehead see if I had any thoughts that I came with to this practice, if there are any blockages on the words, on the actions that I'm doing that are stemming from the mind. Slowly to the cheekbones that we often store so much suppressed anxiety in them. To my chin, softening everything with this forgiving gaze that I'm having, feeling the wind, the air around me, around you, to our shoulders and neck. my upper back, the abdominal area, where they say in some teachings of the East that is the vault of our emotions. Make sure that you're not coming in with your belly full to this practice. To our hips, feeling how much life's energy is coming in from that area in our body. It's where we all came from. It's where we all long. So much energy is originating from that area in our body. To my quadriceps that are carrying so much, to my hamstrings, to my knees, to the shins, to my ankles finally. After I've paid a visit, said hello nicely and politely to each and every part of my body, I let everything go and just float. Slowly start to arrive, climb up from that sunk place that we've been in, and without opening our eyes we bring our hands to our heart center, showing gratitude for ourselves that we arrived to this place. We're doing those things that are causing us to feel good. Especially for people that you love, that you do all those beautiful things for, but mainly for yourself. My ground, my hands keeping them at heart, and I'm starting to roll forward, making sure that my back is always straight, as if I'm having this invisible plank behind my back, holding my back straight as it is. And I'm extending my arms forward, making sure that my shoulders are tucked, but not exaggeratedly. And I'm leaning forward, and I'm entering into my breath. Any position that we're gonna hold in this practice, we're gonna breathe into as if we need it, to appreciate the quality of our movement and also our body allowing us to do that. From here we slowly crawl back. We raise our hands high and grabbing the wrist of our right hand and leaning left, making sure that our sitting bones are on the ground. And to the other side. Breathing into it, and then planting the left hand on the ground and opening to the side. Center, to the left, and to the side, other side. Opening up, and down, opening up, and down, shaking our shoulders a bit. We're gonna find ourselves in a 6-pointed stance, tucking in our hands, making sure that our shoulders are not collapsing, that our knees are just below our hips. And from here, we're gonna open our left leg to the side, still breathing, and back to the right. Three breaths here, and back. And again to the left, now to the back. 1, 2, 3. Center, to the back. And 3. From here we're gonna open our left leg to the side at a 90-degree angle like we did, and extend our right hand forward. And opening to the side, trying not to fall, and back. And again, opening our right leg to the side at a 90-degree angle, and our left leg forward and to the side. And back to center. I like to warm my hips a little bit before we start moving. It's an area that I think it's quite weak at most people because we're sitting a lot. Let's do some cat-cows. Cat, we round our backs, tucking our belly buttons in, and exhale into cow, which is quite fitting in these settings. I feel like eating some of that grass, but you know, I need to maintain a serious posture. And back to cat, and to cow again, making sure that our tailbones are also raised high. And let's do another cat because I like it. From here we go back to neutral back, making sure that our spines and that our shoulders are not collapsing down. From here we're gonna lift our knees up, just as little as possibly can from the ground. Here's Glenn, he also wants some of the lamplight. And back down. Let's do it one more time. We go up, make sure that we put some of the weight forward on our fingers and not only on our wrists, and that our back is as straight as it can. I'm not sure if I'm showing it correctly, at least I will talk about it, because it's a bit uneven, the surface that I'm working on here. And from here we lift our knees, and then we lean forward a little bit, shifting the weight a bit to our hands and back to the knees. And let's raise the legs and shift into plank and back to the knees on the way down. I wanna give it a more fluid motion to it, as if we're coming in from knees to dogs to people. So I'd like to have it with some fluidity to it. נכון גלן? בוא פה. נמצא להם. אז עכשיו, so now we're gonna lift our knees and then shift our weight forward with one motion and then curl it back. Now going down, straightening our legs and hands, moving into plank, and then puffing our backs going forward, going back, sorry, leaning on our knees and on our tops of our fingers. One more, raising, putting down our knees, going into plank, and then curling into our first downward dog. We can walk it a bit sometimes, you know, if we're not moving for quite some time, the legs can get a bit stiff. So let's show it some love to our legs. And from here, we raise our leg back, bringing it forward to low lunge. Making sure that we're not putting all the weight on our knee, that we have the knee above the ankle, the back leg is straight, and from here we bring our leg to meet the other one for our first downward fall. We can hold the ankles and the wrists, I mean. If we cannot, release our neck. You can bend the knees a little bit. If you can, you're invited to do so. You can swing it from one side to the other. Feel how your neck is letting go of a lot of tension that it usually has. And from here, we release our hands to the ground, straighten our backs, go to a halfway fold, and all the way down. From here, let's plant our hands and bring the right leg back. Put our weight for a low lunge on the left side with the left leg forward, the knee above the ankle, our back straight, as if we have this imaginary line going in from my ankle all the way to the tops of my head. Also, I have some awesome scenery here, so it's not too bad. From here, I will bring my left leg back to a first flow. I misplaced my hand there. We bring it there. We go to chaturanga, up to down dog, and all the way down to downward dog, all the way up. Nothing can stop us except for terrain, and people, and ourselves. But you know, all of this in the next session. Let's start now with this flow on the left side, and then bring the left leg forward, straighten our back. I know we did it, so let's meet, as we all remember, with the right leg. Lean back. Let's do it a bit faster now. Going to halfway fold and all the way down. From here we go slowly. We start to put more weight on our legs, and we bring our buttocks a bit back, but the knees should not pass the line of our fingers. And from here we go to chair. I'm not sure if you see my hands, but my hands are extending the same line of my back. Knees are planted on the floor, and we go back, put my chest on my knees, on my quads, and from here I plant my hands and straighten my legs. I go halfway and then go back to plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog. I'm a bit in a to down dog. I'm on a hill, so I'm not sure if my mat or my positions are straight, but at least I'll try to talk the proper movement. From here we raise our right leg up, try to open our hips, breathe into it, keeping the left ankle on the floor, making knee and nose meet, and back to open hips, and then plant the right foot forward. Try to raise with the power of your core to warrior one with straight leg. Slight readjustment is needed. So we said we have the left foot forward, back, right foot straight forward. From here, we put some more weight to the front leg, keep it in a 90-degree angle. Left leg is straight as we can, or we can bring it more down if we feel like it today. I'm not. And then we slowly bring our chest forward, keeping that line on our backs, keeping that 90-degree angle. And we start to put some more weight on the right foot and straighten our hands and back. And straight and back. Now try to lift the left foot while moving the weight forward. I'm gonna be traveling today, where we put that weight here, and then all the way to half fold on one foot. Left leg is raised. Share the weight between the leg and the hand, and then have your legs meet at the front of the mat. Have your legs meet at the front of the mat. If you don't have wind at your place, you're lucky. Halfway up. And from here we go to Chaturanga. Up dog and down dog. From here we jump forward or walk to half fold and then spill all the way down. From here we go all the way up. Have our hands meet at heart. Eagle's pose. So we're gonna put some weight on the left leg and then open the right leg to the side. Just put the sole of your foot in your inner thigh. Try to open the leg as much as you can to the side. And then you plant your leg, but don't overdo that. Don't stretch and squeeze your fingers. Just be minded of how you do that. Focus on one point. Bring your hands to your heart or up. And try to open your knee to the side as much as you can. Hands to heart. Try to bring the knee forward without losing balance. Then straightening your left foot forward while right foot forward while pointed. And then all the way back to warrior 3. Focus on one point on the ground. This should help you. Straight back. Your leg should be firing up right now. I know, mine as well. And then back to meet. Shake the left foot. Put some more weight now on your right foot, as we did on the other side. The sole of your left foot on the inner thigh of your right leg, and then opening up to the side with the left leg, opening the hips, hands to heart, to the side, focusing on one point. Don't try to grab the floor with your fingers, the mat, whatever you're doing there. And then without losing balance, bring the left foot forward, straightening the leg. And then back to warrior 3 from that. Straight back. Focusing on one point. Voila. And back to meet. Let's open the legs to the hands to the side. Bring them up. And then spill forward. Halfway. Let's do our flow. Going down to Chaturanga, up to up dog, and meet a downward facing dog. From here, let's walk forward to yogi squat. So we're making sure that our knees are facing out and that our ankles as well, and that we just sit down and we try to make it as comfortable for us as we can. Opening our hips, facing forward, back straight, but not overdoing that. Not having our knees collapse. So mind that as well. With your stature. And then putting the right hand down and opening to the side. Not giving up on what we achieved with the hips. And back set to center. Then on the other side. And back down. Straightening our legs. Shaking them up a bit if they're a bit wobbly. Wow, goes by quickly. Okay. From here, we open to the side. We open our legs wide. And then we call it toe heel, but we bring our heels outside and our fingers forward. And then we put our hands on our hips, and then we sink forward with our back straight all the way down to the ground with two hands. And then we flex our backs, keep them straight. And bend all the way down. We have some doggy dog love. Okay, we're gonna breathe out of this, planting our hands on the floor, back straight, and then placing the hands on our hips with our back straight, minding how we rise up with each and every vertebra that takes us up. From here, we will take our hands and we interlace them at our back. Do it on the other side so you can see. Okay? And we do the same thing, minding our bend forward. Breathing into it. Very nice. I already feel how it's opening. From here we let go of our bind, place the hands as we did on the ground, straighten our backs. I'm gonna flip so you can see my beautiful face on Saturdays specifically. And then we put again the hands on our hips and we straighten our backs as we watch Glenn's ass. Again. כן, כלב טוב. לך. אנחנו מצלמים. Easy to leave. Easy kutiloni, kutiloni. Easy, 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 easy. Easy, easy. Vas-y. Vas-y. Okay. And now after this petting session, it is still continuing. We're gonna meet at forward fold in the front of our mat. We're gonna lift halfway, and then we're gonna do our flow. Glenny. Elbows hugging the chest, to up dog, to down dog. From here we go forward to a plank, and we drop to our knees. We do a Japanese sitting on our knees for a sec, and from here we're gonna work a little bit on the hamstrings. So we're gonna move forward. So we are in one line from our heads to our knees that are touching the floor. We're gonna put our hands on our heart, like this. And then we're just gonna go as one to the back of the mat as much as we can. And then back up. Then going to drop again. And rise up again. Make sure that the back is straight and we're tucking our bellies in. Gonna drop again. And rise up. Okay. From here, we're gonna go to child's pose for a sec. Back. I'm gonna talk 1 second about fear. There's an awesome song by Kendrick Lamar that is called Fear, and it's talking about I was afraid to lose creativity, and it's something that touched me really, really deeply, because even when I was coming in here with Glenn, I was afraid that I'm gonna lose the path and we're not gonna make it in time, and what's gonna do with the rest of my Saturday and so on. And so much of it is in our head, and so little of it is actually, let's call it, connected to reality, the reality that we are on. And something about yoga that I would want you to focus on is how a lot of the movements are really, really new. You can move while we talk, something that I do often because I can really sit straight. Try to focus on opening your hips, maybe forward, putting more weight on your wrists, moving that, playing with that. And how little do we know at any given moment, but we don't have anything but to let's say live that moment. And how many times, and even when I had it and everyone around us, even now Glenn eating stuff around, try to see that when it happens to you and to dust off this thought. We meet at downward dog. You either walk or jump to the front of your mat, halfway, and then let's meet in chair. And from here we bring our legs back. Try to lift one leg at a time. I'm gonna start with my left leg on the ground and back. And now right leg on the ground and down. And then both legs up. No, I'm kidding. Just like move the weight to our fingers. Hands back. Chest open. And then to the side. And then on one leg, if you can, start to make your way up. And then try to make the way down on the same leg. Introduce the other leg only when you're down, and try to rise up with the left leg. Now, all the way up, plant the legs. Let's open up with the chest and just start playing with the spine a little bit. Spine movement. And all the way down. Halfway. And down to our flow. So plank, chaturanga, up dog and down dog. From here we meet in sitting position. We're gonna do some stretches. So we're gonna plant our legs down, our back as straight as we sat in the beginning, and we just dive forward. We're not forcing anything in these kind of practices. All of our life we're forcing. Maybe it would be good for us to kind of let go of that mindset. We're not in a competition. Breathe into it and back. Shake your legs if you need to. Have your legs meet. Back straight. And then down. Rise up from your back. Let's interlace our legs. And for a short second, let's unwind in sitting. Feel all that energy that we generated in our body. How it's dispersed around your body. Ground some of it, keep some of it. See how your body moved. Bring your hands to your heart. Say thank you for your body that allowed you to do this practice, for yourself to take the time. And I hope you enjoyed it. I had you in mind when I did it. It filled me with a lot of love and warmth. So I hope it will be felt. And thank you.